Affiliated to this paper, I need freedom from my family line. Draw my life design up like fine art. I'm jumping off just an unfamiliar coordinate. Topped off the porch like I could touch the sky. Red, it's not one trillion. The ism talk the water out your faucet. Look at me flossing, I'm so wavy I could change the tide. My intuition sense the hatred in your ways. You imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Yeah, right. West side, born maritime. Creole baby, my bloodline. My lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded. Say all I see is these dollar signs. Finna make a play and that sound delay. On mamas, I testify. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
Recognized game, I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang was different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound, gotta talk. Get back on my backside, the cat pinning with the cast down.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
My blessing, gamble with your life. Don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Get ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No co-signer, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. And my brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign. If I say it twice and I meant it right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign. You know, co-sign and no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission, it's a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay and everything looks good on the screen, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you cannot hear me or things are sounding and looking bad, give me a thumbs down. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early, all right? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen, mod extraordinaire. Definitely appreciate you as always. Shout out to my man Carlton Way. What's good with it, bro? Good to see you as always. Shout out to my fellow crypto villain, my man Two Factor in the house. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with you, bro? Good to see you as always. We got AB Promotions in the building. All right. What is good with everybody? Got to shout out AB Promotions. Make sure y'all show AB Promotions some love for the off-rip ducats, funding the organization. That's what's good. My man AB Promotions said, not getting a reception where I'm at, but I'm going to stay tuned. Yo, we appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show AB Promotions some love for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Shout out to my man Black Free Thinker. What's good with it, bro? My man Black Free Thinker says, let's go. There they go. Run for it. Run. We out for that paper chase. Yeah, looking for the funds. Hashtag villainy, hashtag crypto folk, hashtag XRP army. Facts, super facts. Make sure y'all show my man Black Free Thinker some love. Definitely appreciate you, bro, for funding the organization, funding the strategic Solana XRP Bitcoin reserve for the organization. You know what I'm saying? The ones who was doing it before MicroStrategies, right?
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
The ones who was doing it before MicroStrategies, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael Taylor, but you know, the ones who was doing it before MicroStrategies. So in 2025, we are on the precipice of an opportunity to be able to take care of the entire existence of any family members descending from you, with all of the wealth that's on the table right now that's just waiting to get snatched up. Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9, another fellow crypto villain with DC Precise and Carlton AB. You know what I'm saying? My man Lloyd Sky 9 flexing that membership muscle. Make sure y'all show my man Lloyd Sky 9 some love for standing on business. Been around forever. Definitely appreciate you, bro.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Now, this is what I want people to conceptualize, and I want people to understand this, because we talked about quote-unquote XRP unchained, right? XRP has been chained down forever. XRP has been under attack. XRP has been facing multiple obstacles and hurdles that most of the other cryptocurrencies have not faced. Now, all cryptocurrency has faced hurdles, right? They've all faced, bottlenecks. They've all faced resistance from the government, right? But XRP, an unusual amount. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Look at how XRP was able to remain competitive even with all of the odds against it. Now it's got the odds in the favor of it, and it's writing checks to the president and going to Mar-a-Lago. What y'all think is going to happen now? Look at where cryptocurrency has come to now. Look at where crypto is now against all odds, like Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's on crypto's side. Shout out to my man Fantizzy. What's good with it, bro? So if crypto was able to do what it was able to do when everybody was against it, where are we going in the next 12 months, y'all? I'll tell you where I'm going. Somewhere where they got coconuts and bananas hanging from the trees. That's where I'm going. Or somewhere where they got a lot of ice. One of the two. I like extremes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9, man. I appreciate it. Funding the XRP, Solana Tuna Fish, Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Make sure y'all show my man Lloyd Sky 9 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man Lloyd Sky 9. And what did Lloyd Sky 9 buy everybody? What Lloyd Sky 9 buy everybody? I'm gonna give y'all a hint.
In Springfield, they're
push me, ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the
said it was some Haitians, somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me when my cat is coughing up like a hairball. I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit.
They're eating the dog, the cat.
It's a shame, it's a pity. Gone overseas where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing and where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he took when at? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And then the cat got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. The cat.
Drop that cat.
Shout out to my man John Guillory. What's good with it, bro? Good to see you as always. My man John Guillory says, what's good, Rob and fellow crypto millionaires? Listen, how many people saw the Modern Investors video? Now, you guys remember, shout out to the Discord, right? I said a while ago, I'm laser focused. One of my goals is I want to have 1,000 XRP. Look at your boy, the Modern Investor. Look at your boy, the Modern Investor. You know what I'm saying? The Modern Investor come out with the video. I'm about to get 1,000 XRP today. You know what I'm saying? This is what I be trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, man, do not sell you guys yourselves short, man. Listen, shout out to our Discord, man. We do amazing things in the Discord, man. Amazing things in the Discord. If y'all would agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all would disagree, give me a thumbs down. We are about to see life-changing cryptocurrency adoption. Life-changing cryptocurrency adoption. I'm going to show you the evidence of this. All right? I'm going to show you the evidence of this.
President-elect Trump has picked crypto supporter Paul Atkins to chair the Securities and Exchange Commission. This comes after...
We went from... Look, I want you guys to understand this. Ever since Bitcoin was invented, we had an anti-cryptocurrency government. And Bitcoin made it to $100,000 under an anti-cryptocurrency government. We now have a pro-cryptocurrency government. Where are we going? Where will we be in 2025? This is what I want everybody to do right now. I want everybody to, in your phone, your schedule, your calendar, write down the date, set an alarm for 365 days from today, and write the Bitcoin price on the alarm, and also write the amount of money that you have in your cryptocurrency portfolio. And on this day, in 2025, we'll revisit that post. Okay? So make sure you guys do that. Mark that date. Mark this date. All right? Shout out to my man, Dwayne Rhodes. I appreciate you, bro. My man, Dwayne Rhodes said, happy holiday, everybody. Happy holiday, everybody. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Dwayne some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Dwayne Rhodes for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to John. John said the Modern Investor is a fool, but he be on point, though. Yeah, he do. That's one of the reasons why I watch his channel. I've been watching the Modern Investor for years, man, since like Bitcoin was like $1,500. You know what I'm saying? Now, I find it interesting, though, right? I find it interesting. I don't know if you saw the recent video that he made, but he's actually softening on his Bitcoin maximist stance. You know what I'm saying? He says he's going to experiment with some meme coins because he said it's just too much money in the meme coins to just let it sit out there. This is what I've been telling people, man. Meme coins are dumb, but it's also dumb not to take advantage of the amounts of profits that you can generate from meme coins, especially if you get into the good ones. So you got to get into the good ones with the solid communities and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So this news clip here, it says people are looking to hold more Bitcoin not less. And this is coming from Blockchain Association CEO Kristen Smith.
President-elect Trump has picked crypto supporter Paul Atkins to chair the Securities and Exchange Commission. This comes after 4 years of Gary Gensler's tough take on digital assets. Joining us now to discuss Trump's pro-crypto picks and how they will reshape the industry, Blockchain Association CEO Kristen Smith. Kristen, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm wondering, because I've had this question that I've asked myself, I've asked others since Trump was elected, and we've seen this sort of astronomical rise in Bitcoin.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we watched this video yesterday, but it don't matter, right? We could watch it again. Right. And the reason why is because this is going to lead into what we're going to talk about next.
What specifically are the regulations in place that have handcuffed Bitcoin's growth, in your view, that will now be lifted under this new administration?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. When we talk about the SEC, we're really talking about things other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has
look, and shout out to Dwayne Rhodes. Dwayne Rhodes said, still learning, have to learn what a meme coin and an altcoin are. These streams are my schooling, bro. Facts. And everybody in the stream and everybody in the Discord, everybody is a resource, right? So, you know, everybody can answer these questions. So Dwayne wants to know, what is a meme coin? What is an altcoin? So make sure y'all let Dwayne know what a meme coin is and what an altcoin is in the chat.
Has been perceived to be a commodity, and it's been something outside of it. But the fact that there isn't a basic regulatory framework for the exchanges and the trading of these assets, I think is something that has kept people out of Bitcoin. When you look at all of the institutions, the wirehouses and others, they see like, oh, they think this is unregulated. And if there were regulated markets like people are used to having with financial assets, I think people would be more open to coming into Bitcoin. But, you know, I'm in the camp of going back to that survey. I think it goes to 200 before it goes to 50. I think that, you know, you have a lot of people that are learning about Bitcoin for the first time. And I think, you know, as more and more sort of retail financial advisors are advising their clients to do this, I think that we're going to see more people come into Bitcoin. Also, we see a lot of countries around the world, or even states around the United States, that are building Bitcoin reserves. I'm not sure that's something that the U.S. is going to do right out of the gate, but people are looking to hold more Bitcoin, not less. And so,
so let me ask you guys this question: if people begin to start holding more Bitcoin, right? If people are holding more Bitcoin, what is that ultimately going to do to the Bitcoin price? What is that going to do to what is that going to do to the Bitcoin price? What is it going to do to the Bitcoin demand? And what is it going to do to the Bitcoin supply? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Shout out to AW1. What's good with you, bro?
So I think just having that change of attitude from the top, having a president who says, hey, we want the U.S. to be the capital of this industry. We want to fight for you. We're behind you. We're going to get the rules right. We're going to get it done here. Just having that change of attitude at the top makes a tremendous amount of difference.
Kristen, I have a question, and I don't know what the chances are that this happens, but I have been wondering whether there's going to be a backlash. So one of the things that we were talking about this earlier this morning, there's this article in the Journal just about how Russia is now using Bitcoin in part to get around some of their own.
And shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen, because Brooklyn Queen dropped an article from Axios. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's Brooklyn Queen in the Discord that dropped that article. Hopefully we get a chance. We're going to go into that, talking about Russia dealing with Bitcoin. All right. Because this is now I want you guys to understand, right? Bitcoin could in the future, it probably is already, be used as a quote unquote hedge against the risk of dealing with U.S. sanctions. If you guys think that that's a possibility, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that that's a possibility, give me a thumbs down.
Own issues and to get around some of the financial system and the like. And while clearly,
and again, I just can't emphasize this enough. I can't emphasize this enough, and I want to make sure that the point sticks. This is a whole sector of relevant political election 2024 information that was totally ignored on social media for the most part. This was if you go back and watch, and when BLR2 magically reappears in February, you'll be able to watch the old videos over there, but you can watch them on Rumble because everything's on Rumble also. You will see. I covered all of this stuff. This was out there, and nobody was talking about
it. This President-elect Trump, has been very bullish about Bitcoin and wants to figure out crypto. I wonder whether there's going to be an argument made at some point that potentially this could be a negative for the sovereignty of the U.S. dollar long term, and that if it actually has great success, it could actually create real problems, and whether that will actually be anti-American. I'm not suggesting that is the case.
Yeah,
I just wonder whether that the farther we get along in this dialogue and discussion, you could see some people say actually to be quote unquote America first, actually Bitcoin would be at odds with that, oddly enough. And so I just wonder sort of how you think this whole thing shakes out.
Yeah, no, I think that's an interesting question. I think, if you look outside of Bitcoin and go over to stable coins, dollar-backed stable coins are really the true source of power for the American dollar. Because when you have something like Bitcoin, that price fluctuates. As we see, it's down a little bit today. People around the globe want to have a stable place to hold their money. And when, most of these stable coins are backed by U.S. treasuries, it's tremendously important for the dollar. It gives anyone around the world easy access to the dollar that they can move around quickly. And so, I think when we're looking at U.S. strength for the dollar, I think we need to be looking more at stable coins than at Bitcoin. But listen, I think there's a magic moment here. I am not.
Bro, that's facts. That's facts. If y'all agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Carlton said no one was talking about crypto, but everyone was talking about Kamala's blackness. Bro, facts. Facts. Throw some flames in the chat for Carlton. Facts. Monolith. Throw the lith in the chat. The lith.
I've been working in Washington for almost 25 years. These are incredibly rare moments. You don't have an industry that has such a pro-crypto Congress, but on the bipartisan level, right?
Yeah, shout out to Two Factor. This is facts. This is fact. You guys see what's up on the screen right here? Look at these cryptocurrencies that are up on the screen right now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. That's a good basket right there. If you guys would agree that that's a good bag right there, throw some flames in the chat. If y'all disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Dwayne Rhodes. Dwayne Rhodes said, trying to understand, when I look at my chart on Robinhood, my crypto basically all have the same pattern. I figured certain players are rotating their coins at the same time. That's part of it. And the other part of it is because Bitcoin is, for the most part, always the underlying current of the entire cryptocurrency market because it has so much market capitalization. It's greater than 50% of the entire cryptocurrency market. So for the most part, basically where Bitcoin goes, that's where everything else goes as well. So that's one of the reasons why it kind of looks like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Black Free Thinker. Make sure y'all show Black Free Thinker some love for throwing some ducats into the Bitcoin strategic reserve, the Solana tuna fish reserve, and the XRP countdown to 1K. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Black Free Thinker says the U.S. is so sanctioned crazed that I'd have a Bitcoin reserve if I was a sovereign nation somewhere. Facts. If you guys agree with Black Free Thinker, throw some flames in the chat. I definitely agree. And that's why I keep asking everybody in the chat, do you think that you should start a Bitcoin strategic reserve? I think that you should. I've got my own. I think that everybody should.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Definitely appreciate it, bro.
As well as a pro-crypto president. I mean, these are really, really unique situations that we find ourselves in within the crypto industry. And so my message working with the industry has been, we got to strike while the iron's hot here. We need to work on getting the appropriate legislation done. We also have this rulemaking pathway that wasn't available in the last administration, so we could have.
And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all have not smashed that like button yet, please do me a favor, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
Have the SEC or the CFTC use the authority that they clearly have to help move the ball forward to find that regulatory framework that works for the industry. And so, I think that this is a real opportunity, but we need to act now as an industry. We need to do it in a unified way, or we're going to miss this moment, and there could end up being some sort of backlash or something that sets us back again, and then we have to, continue to build up that political capital.
So in terms of that regulatory framework that you referred to regarding the exchanges specifically, what are some of the tent poles of that you're seeking? I mean, what are some of the hallmarks, and how will they affect the likes of a Coinbase or a Robinhood?
Yeah, I think if you talk to any of the exchanges or the brokers that are out there today, is they want a place to be able to go and register. Like, they want to have government with some oversight to ensure that there aren't conflicts of interest, that things are running smoothly, that there isn't any funny business going on at that level. When you have a centralized entity that's performing those types of services, this doesn't apply to DeFi. This is just for the centralized platforms. And we also need to figure out some way to solve this issue of what are these tokens. This issue of token classification has been a problem for a long time. And then some, basic rules around custody. These are all things that would be very easy to do, but some of them, there are not clear authorities today. So we need Congress to actually pass a law to do that.
Shout out to Shout out to Dwayne. I said shout out to Dwayne Wade. Shout out to Dwayne Rhodes. Dwayne Rhodes said, "Let me know when you will be tying BRICS into this." I've talked about Russia and China in regards to BRICS and some of the things that they plan on doing with Bitcoin before, but really the only thing that I could really think of as far as quote unquote BRICS being tied into this is if they decide to somehow use Bitcoin as a currency, or if they set up some type of recommendation to utilize Bitcoin as a payment form, or make Bitcoin compatible with BRICS. But I don't really see BRICS as, like, I mean, this is more of a Bitcoin thing, more of a cryptocurrency thing than like a BRICS thing. This is what everybody's doing, reacting to Bitcoin. I don't really know, other than payment methods, other than, you know, dollar sanction proofing. I don't really know what BRICS would be doing as far as to quote unquote tie into this. The only thing that I could think of is, I'm sure BRICS, if the United States starts buying crypto, which they have, BRICS probably would do it in order to stay competitive and, you know, be, you know, neck and neck with their rivals, right? But I don't really know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. I can't remember if I hit that drop or not, but if I did, you're gonna get it again. I definitely appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show Dwayne some love. Throw some flames, radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Dwayne for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
But I'm interested to hear what you guys think, though. What do you guys think about quote unquote BRICS as far as all of this goes?
But I think having a place for these exchanges to register would be very helpful in moving the market into the next generation here.
And just quickly, you said 200 before 50, but does it ever go back to 50? Or is
now,
that...
I do know that Russia was talking about making a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but that was Russia themselves, not Russia with, you know, the Legion of Doom with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That was just Russia on their own. That's a good question. That's an interesting question. I just don't have an answer to it.
Is that history?
I think it's history. I mean, listen, I'm the policy person, right? I work in Washington. I am not Bitcoin rich myself. So, but you know, listen, I think that more people are opening up to this. I think it's gone so mainstream in the, you know, short time that I've been doing this work. And I think that, you know, when people...
Yeah, I agree. And this is one of the ways that they can strengthen themselves. This is one of the ways that they can protect themselves against the United States. So you know how Russia comes up with those missile defense systems? I think it's called like the S-300 or something like that. This is a dollar defense system. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, this is a dollar defense system, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down.
People realize that, boy, I want to have 1%, 2% of my retirement portfolio in Bitcoin. That you know, is kind of a one-way street. And I think as we're talking with different institutions, there's been this shift of they can't afford to not have an informed position on this. And I think that, you know, ultimately is going to lead more and more people to buying Bitcoin over.
So yeah, all right. So that sets the tone, right? So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this clip from Fox Business, and on Fox Business, they're breaking down the quote unquote future of crypto in the United States. Now, coming up soon, right? We're going to watch a lot of videos, because a lot of videos have been coming out talking about the quote unquote future of crypto in the United States, right? And these aren't just, you know, YouTubers or, you know, some guy on YouTube holding up a napkin saying buy at least $1 worth of Bitcoin. Although had you listened to the guy that held up the napkin saying buy $1 worth of Bitcoin and had it kept it, you'd be in a great position right now, right? This is mainstream media. Mainstream media is saying all of this.
Setting its sights on acquiring not just one, but multiple strategic locations, such as Greenland and the Panama Canal. Here with us now, Anthony Popliano, Professional Capital Management founder and CEO.
So yeah, we was just talking about that the other day. And you know, hopefully I get some time. Once I got some days where I have a little bit more time on my hands and I can do some longer, more detailed shows and do the call-ins that I've promised you guys, we're going to definitely be talking about that. But I asked this question yesterday and I'm going to ask it again. What do you guys think about Trump's proposal to buy the Panama Canal and acquire it for the United States, and to buy Greenland and acquire it for the United States? Now, listen, I'm not even, I told y'all, and I said this. if things go the way that they go with crypto and things are looking real nice, you know what I'm saying? And the Greenland ends up becoming a part of the United States. I'm telling you right now, I'm out. I'm moving to Greenland. I'm gonna be one of the first people in Greenland. I'm gonna set up shop. I'm about to carve out my piece of Greenland. It's going to have my street names, statues of me. You know what I'm saying? Buildings named after my family. I'm going over to Greenland. I don't care about it's cold. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of that.
You say he should also be looking at buying as much Bitcoin as possible. Why?
Well, if you think about what he's trying to do here, right, is he's basically looking at strategic reasons to acquire physical property in order to advance the American ideals, ethos, and strategies. Well, what about the digital world? We live in a digital world. And so if you're going to go after the Panama Canal, there's obviously strategic reasons to do that. Greenland as well. Owning Bitcoin is digital real estate. There's only 21 million that will ever exist. We know other countries are mining, buying, holding Bitcoin. And so are we going to let these other countries be the leader, or are we going to be the leader? And I think that's really the decision they have to make.
What do you say to people who say it has had a massive run? It's, mentally, it's difficult to kind of get on board at these levels, and we know where it's been. And we've
now check this out, right? Let me ask you guys this. Mentally, I want you guys to understand this. Understand the psychology behind this. She says mentally at these levels, it's hard to get on board. But mentally, it was hard for people to get on board when it was under $1. So now here's my question. At what level are people able to get on board? They couldn't get on board when it was less than $1. They can't get on board now that it's made it to over $100,000. At what point can people get on board? Here's my belief. It is my belief that many people just cannot get on board. And that's perfectly fine, because what that does is that creates a luxury ship for those of us who are on board. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to Dwayne. Did you see that? Brooklyn Queen said, I just read that Brazil has had Bitcoin since 2015. I'll have to look up some of the other BRICS countries. That's what's good. Shout out to my man Moxie Approved. What's good with it, bro? My man Moxie Approved been on fire over there, man, with them streams. Shout out to you, bro. Make sure y'all show my man Moxie some love, man. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to his channel. Support that brother. That's a good brother. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all show him some love. Entertaining, great live streams. You know what I'm saying? Good dude. Make sure y'all show my man Moxie some love. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to my man Moxie, too, for being one of the few YouTubers who is brave enough and honest enough, got a heart enough, and got enough backbone to be anti-echo chamber. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying?
also seen that volatility. Somebody very smart told me, well, take 2% and just money that, you're willing to risk and put it in. I still find that difficult to do.
If you go back to the 1980s or 1990s,
bro, that is facts. I keep trying to tell people, man. Crypto is here to stay. Hold on real quick. My bad, Joe. All right. Crypto is here to stay. If someone don't understand that now, they will never understand it. Yo, that's facts. If y'all agree with Moxie, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yo, that's facts. I've been preaching the message forever, man. They ain't listening. They ain't hearing me, Moxie. They ain't hearing me.
S&P 500 was real scary, but you were a genius if you did it in hindsight. And so same thing here with Bitcoin is you can look backwards and see how high it rose. But if you look forward and say, well, if this continues, which we have every reason to believe it will, buying today is the second best time to buy because the first best time was yesterday. And if we keep waiting, it's only going to get worse and worse. And so I think
I hear you. It's just hard to pull the trigger.
Of course. And that's true of all financial assets, right? I mean, think of a real estate market and people will go and they'll say, oh my God, I could have bought 5 years ago. Now it's at this price. I just can't wrap my head around that. Well, if you wait 5 more years, the dollar is going to continue to be devalued. And so usually if you decide, hey, I want to own something, go ahead and buy it.
Anthony, crypto investors and crypto companies.
Listen, I was looking through my playlist. I was looking through my videos through my playlist for videos that I had made earlier this year. This is going to sound funny. I made a video asking the question, will Bitcoin reach $70,000? Oh, man. You see how that turned out, right? I made a video. Y'all can find it. Will Bitcoin reach $70,000? Look where we at today.
Companies are obviously very excited about a Trump presidency. We now know that Coinbase, Kraken, Ripple, and MoonPay have all donated money to the Trump-Vance inauguration.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Now, let me ask you guys this question. You think Trump is going to let those companies that they just named, you think he's going to let them go broke? every company that donated to Trump's inauguration, what should people be doing as far as those companies? Let me know. Shout out to my man Lehman Lucas, man. I definitely appreciate it. My man Lehman Lucas supporting the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, the Solana tuna fish can, and the XRP count to 1K. Make sure y'all show Lehman Lucas some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Lehman Lucas for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Definitely appreciate you, bro. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Trump is not going to let them companies fail. So if I was everybody, I would pay very close attention to the assets that those companies have available. Possibly, you know what I'm saying? Throw a little sun in there. Right? Throw a little sun in there. Right? Probably not a bad idea. Probably not a bad idea to check out some dips on some of that stuff.
5 years ago, now it's at this price. I just can't wrap my head around that. Well, if you wait 5 more years, the dollar's going to continue to be devalued. And so usually if you decide, hey, I want to own something, go ahead and buy it.
Shout out to, this is why I said, shout out to Brooklyn Queen, mod extraordinaire. You see what I'm talking about? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, BRICS enhances crypto infrastructure. The partnership between BitRiver and the RDIF aims to create crypto and AI centers across BRICS nations, enhancing computer power and reducing reliance on Western technology. Okay. This initiative aligns Russia's recent crypto mining, October 24th, 2024. Okay. So that information has been out there. That information has been out there October 24th of 2024. So BRICS is definitely getting on board with Bitcoin. Yeah, and that's facts. Shout out to Two Factor. If y'all agree with Two Factor, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Two Factor said, most of the global big dogs never even purchased Bitcoin. They got them on the free from seizures. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, man. I'm telling it's about to go down. Shout out to my man Win Loser Rug. What's good with it, bro?
Anthony, crypto investors and crypto companies are obviously very excited about a Trump presidency. We now know that Coinbase, Kraken, Ripple, and MoonPay have all donated money to the Trump Vance inauguration.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Did Trump just secure a new voter block for the conservatives? If you guys would say Trump just secured a new voter block for the conservatives, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would say that he didn't and something else is going on here, then give me a thumbs down.
What does the Trump Vance time in office over the next 4 years, what has that done to the trajectory of where Bitcoin could go?
Well, I think about 50% of the value they bring to the table has already been captured because really it was just awakening America to this idea that technology is good, business is good, free markets are good, capitalism is good. Bitcoin is the most free market asset that we have. And so out of nowhere, we went from a world where I think a lot of people were saying, hey, is the future actually brighter than the past? To now they're saying, oh, wait a second, we are going to put business-oriented people into the White House and into the administration. Let's go, right? And so you hear things like it's morning in America, people saying it's time to build, etc. Now, what I do think is interesting about these.
Now, do you guys remember when? Do y'all remember when I kept telling people, man, hey, listen, if you work this thing right, you could eat good under Trump. Remember we was joking about that. We had the jokes. Remember? It don't feel it's not a joke anymore, is it? It's not a joke anymore, is it?
These businesses is it's actually showing not that crypto is different, it's that crypto companies are the same as non-crypto companies. You look at Amazon and Facebook and many others, they're also donating $1 million to this inauguration fund. And so it used to be a world where there was kind of like the adults in the room and then the crypto little kids were playing kind of in the corner. But now all of a sudden you're realizing that these crypto companies are showing up and they're saying, look, we are no different than these big multi-billion dollar, $100 billion companies. We also are going to donate. We have a seat at the table. And so it's really crypto growing up more than it is these other people.
Does that mean he has to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve or else they turn on him?
I do think that that is a potential risk. And so, look, if you look at the administration, Trump owns Bitcoin and crypto. JD Vance owns Bitcoin, I believe. There's a lot of people in the administration. You just go through all the different roles that they've appointed people. And so these are Bitcoiners to a degree, or crypto holders that are going into the office. They're likely to go ahead and buy it.
Well, they're going to get criticized for that.
They may get criticized for it, but also if you look at it right now, what is the United States doing? We're buying bonds. We're holding other assets. We have a president that's currently in office and also politicians who are literally day trading assets. Yep. And so it's no.
I'm laughing at you. They told me I was ugly, I would never crack a smile. Ha, 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 ha. Hey, look, with all the hip-hop historians and, you know what I'm saying, the Fat Joe stuff going on, don't nobody even know what I'm talking about right here, probably except for Brooklyn Queen and AB Promotions. Ha, ha, it was all a dream. I used to kind of tech with the magazine. What? It was all a dream. I used to have a tech with the magazine. They told me I was ugly and I never crack a smile. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, man.
So different, right? I think the big story of 2025 is going to be that crypto has now grown up and is part of the traditional financial system. And there's pros and cons to that. But now we have a seat at the table. You saw that in the political arena in terms of donations and influence. But you also now are going to see it in the financial arena. And that is going to be a huge tailwind, I think, for Bitcoin and crypto in 2025.
Does that include all crypto, or are we talking more Bitcoin when we talk about crypto?
I think that Bitcoin is the king. It will remain the king. I think that most of the capital flows from the traditional world are going into Bitcoin. There are going to be other assets that enter into the market. You obviously see the ETH ETF got approved. You'll probably see others that get approved as well. But the argument for anything other than Bitcoin is a very different one. That is a technology argument. Yes. It's no different than trying to pick between Amazon and Google and Facebook. The Bitcoin argument is much more akin to, do I want to protect my purchasing power? It's digital gold. And so that argument to me is much more reasonable for the government to say, hey, we're going to go and we're going to put this in our reserves.
Do you guys remember when we were doing the Russia-Ukraine series, the Russia report? If you guys remember the Russia report, give me a thumbs up. Do you guys remember I kept stressing inflation proofing, inflation protection, protecting your purchasing power parity? Do you guys remember when I kept stressing that stuff? If you guys remember that, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, then give me a thumbs down. Look, the guy on Fox is talking about it.
I don't think that the United States wants to get in the game of trying to pick tech winners or losers based on, the allocation of capital.
Do you have a one-year target for us on Bitcoin, with and without the Bitcoin reserve?
With or without, we're going higher. I don't necessarily have a price, but I do think that if we go ahead and buy Bitcoin, what's interesting is we will not be the first country to do this. There's a lot of other countries who have already bought, they're mining, they're holding Bitcoin. What I do think is important, though, is America is the greatest capital market in the world. And so if America does it, it pretty much reduces all of the career risk, all of the critiques for all these other countries. And so, Russia recently came out and they said, hey, we're mining Bitcoin, we're starting to use it in transactions. People are like, oh, that's Russia, we kind of don't like that.
There you go. So that coincides with what Brooklyn Queen put in the chat. All right, shout out to Brooklyn Queen, right? That coincides with what she put in the chat. Russia is mining Bitcoin. Russia will be using Bitcoin. Now, if Russia is doing something, either we can't let Russia do it or we have to do it better than Russia. Those are the rules. Those are the rules of engagement, right? If you guys would agree, those are the rules of engagement, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, those are not the rules of engagement, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody watching, man. I really appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
And so if America does it, it pretty much reduces all of the career risk, all of the critiques for all these other countries. And so, Russia recently came out and they said, hey, we're mining Bitcoin, we're starting to use it in transactions. People are like, oh, that's Russia, we kind of don't like them. And so they're kind of in the corner. People look at El Salvador and they're like, oh, that's El Salvador. I couldn't point it out on the map.
But if they're doing it, it makes more of a case if your enemies are doing it that you.
Shout out to Moxie. Moxie asked a great question, or actually makes a good statement, I should say. Moxie says, I am still looking for what the premier crypto will be. Bitcoin can't be it. It's too inconvenient if everyone starts to use it. I believe Venezuela figured that out. I don't think that people are going to use Bitcoin in the way that we think that they're going to use Bitcoin. And when it comes to one being a quote unquote premier crypto, I think the one that has the best use case for what people think Bitcoin was going to be used for, I think that as of right now, the crypto that's probably best set up to serve that is Ripple. But let me know what you guys think.
You should be.
Well, look, the United States took a pretty drastic action in terms of the sanctions that they went after individuals, country, and also took some of the Russian assets and said, hey, we're going to give to the Ukrainian people. When that happened, Bitcoiners came out and they said, you are actually going to further accelerate the demise of the US dollar because now you have introduced this sanctions risk. There was a paper that came out of the Harvard Economics Department where they talked about, will countries now start to buy Bitcoin, not for price, not for the sovereignty, but actually as a sanctions hedge?
Russia.
And so Russia is actually doing that. Do you think they're the only one?
No.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I will say someone on this program on the network said the first 100K on Bitcoin was the easiest, and it could easily get to 200K by next year. I'm like, it took us this long to get to 100K, and you think 200K in the next year?
Some people are saying
yes, because look, again, Bitcoin was ice skating uphill. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin has been ice skating uphill unto this point and got to 100,000. Now it's not on ice, right? And it's on flat land, competing with everything else. It had to go this uphill battle in competition with everything else, and it still beat everything out. So imagine if it beat if Bitcoin smoked everything going uphill on ice, what is it going to do now that it's on even ground with everything else?
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Listen, right after the inauguration, immediately after inauguration, the cryptocurrency markets, Bitcoin, this is exactly right after Trump gets sworn into office. This is what's going to happen with Bitcoin.
Swing, the remix gone! I'll tear this bitch up! Tie this bitch up! I will! Tie this bitch up! I will! Tie this bitch up! I'll tear this bitch up!
And then everybody that didn't get Bitcoin, they're going to be sitting around like this.
You cheated! I'm going to start on you!
They're gonna be having the grand crash out. Oh man, they're gonna be having the grand crash out, man. Oh man, Agent Smith gonna be sitting there like, it's the smell. It's the smell.
I think crypto's got a great future. I think it really does. Maybe we'll pay off $35 trillion in crypto. I'll write on a little piece of paper, 35 trillion crypto. We have no debt.
It did not get a lot of attention at the time, but in the lead up to the election, Donald Trump really did say that he wants to pay down the national debt using cryptocurrency. And now that he's been elected, Trump's wild crypto fantasies may very well become reality.
Wild crypto fantasies. Wild crypto fantasies. Pay attention to what news network this is. This is a monolith network station. Wild crypto fantasies. Let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to anything that Trump has said about crypto, what's wild about it? Literally, people before Trump has been saying all of this stuff. But because Trump is pro-crypto, these people have to be anti-crypto. That's all that it is, which is very dangerous because they're walking people away from being able to fix generational wealth issues.
As Charlie Warzel writes for The Atlantic, there is speculation that Trump could make good on a proposal to create a strategic reserve of bitcoins in the U.S., which could involve the federal government buying 200,000 bitcoins a year over the next 5 years, perhaps by using the country's gold reserves.
Now, let me ask you guys this question, right? If the United States federal government decides to buy 200,000 bitcoins per year over the next 5 years, what does that do to the Bitcoin supply? What happens? What does that do to the Bitcoin supply? What does that do to the Bitcoin price? What happens if this happens?
For large crypto holders, this would be an incredible scheme, a wealth transfer from the government to crypto whales. That seems like a pretty crazy thing to do, not least because cryptocurrency claims to be all about creating money that does not rely on the U.S. government. But it makes sense when you understand cryptocurrency not as a new technology or the symbol of some online libertarian movement, but as an industry rife with speculators looking to cash in on Donald Trump's second term.
Because that's all it is. That's all cryptocurrency is. That's all that is. Let me ask you guys a question. Is this misinformation or is this disinformation or is this true?
As Warzel writes, whether Trump understands...
Now, I want you guys to understand and pay very close attention. Who watches this anti-wealth content? Who would be the people watching this particular news broadcast? It's MSNBC, right? So the people who voted for Kamala Harris would be the people watching the news instruct them to stay broke. I want you guys to understand that.
Crypto beyond the basic notion that it's a good way to win votes and get rich off the backs of his most fanatical supporters is not clear. with the alliance between Trump and the crypto.
Why didn't they talk about this? Why didn't they talk about this during the election? Let me ask you guys this question. How much of this did MSNBC cover during the election? This is such a good idea, right? This is what was going on. Why wait till now to cover this? If this is what they believe. A little bit too little, too late, right? Now, do you guys remember when we were doing the election coverage and I said if the Democrats want to hammer Trump, they can hammer Trump on his cryptocurrency flip-flops because Trump has flip-flopped on cryptocurrency. Trump used to be one of the cryptocurrency is a scam people. Screenshots are still out there of the tweet when he tweeted that. But nobody said anything. It wasn't brought up in any debate. Nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 18 likes and we got 22 people watching. We need 4 likes to get to the 1 and 1. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Also, if you haven't shared the stream, if you've hit the like already and you haven't shared the stream, share the stream. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Let's try to hit that 1-to-1 ratio.
Constituency makes sense philosophically. Trump is corrupt and he loves money. Joining me now is the author of that piece, Charlie Warzel, who's a staff writer at The Atlantic. Charlie, I'm such a fan of your writing, and this piece in particular was very helpful for me, and I'm sure many other people who read it to understand.
So I want you guys to just, let's just say Trump is corrupt, right? Let's say all of this stuff. Let's just say that all the negative things that they're saying about Trump are 110% true. Even if they are, he's at least suggesting a way to deal with the national debt. Nobody else was doing that. Everybody else was suggesting legislation that was going to increase the national debt. Right? So that this is an interesting take.
Shake between MAGA and crypto. Can you elaborate more on the sort of anti-institutional bent that unites these two subgroups of people and why there's so much kinship in these two worlds?
Yeah, there's a lot of synergy here, and a lot of it is probably cynical, right? As I wrote in the piece, there is, crypto kind of seems like a technology that was in some ways built for the way Donald Trump likes to conduct business, right? Which is like off the books and sort of nakedly financial. Like greed is good in the crypto ecosystem, right? That's a very Trumpian thing. But perhaps more important, I think, is the ethos of cryptocurrency.
Greed is good in the crypto system? Says who? Who said that? Where did that come from? Whose quotation is that? Whose statement is that? What crypto business's mission and vision statement is that? Let me ask you guys this question. Who's out here echoing these people's talking points right here? Shout out to my man Frozen. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show my man Frozen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man Frozen for funding the organization. Frozen says MSNBC is tone deaf when it comes to crypto. Bro, facts. If y'all agree with Frozen, throw some flames in the chat. Throw some flames in the chat. And also make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for Frozen contributing to our strategic reserve.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Definitely appreciate you, bro.
Currency, especially Bitcoin, and this idea of blockchain, the technology it's built off of, which, it is an anti-institutional technology. That's the way that it was created to take the middleman out, to take away the banks.
And one thing that a lot of people who don't know about the crypto space don't know is that a lot of those animal meme coins, half of the initial coin offering goes to like some animal rights activism group or some animal rights protection fund or something like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a great point that Win, Lose, or Rug brings up. Win, Lose, or Rug says, definitely cap. People just donated to a guy who said his daughter had a brain tumor, made a meme coin, and gave dude half of the supply. Yeah, people do stuff like that with crypto. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. I just want you guys to take a moment and look at this guy's face. Have you ever seen a face like that before? And if you have, show me where. You know what I'm saying? I think I've seen it on one of those lists. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it on one of those lists that you got to report if you're moving into a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
The central bankers and the government and the oversight and the regulation and all those institutional guardrails that, they help protect people, but they also leave people out of the financial system. People who are into crypto are really into that anti-institutional authority. And it makes a lot of sense. We are in an extremely low trust moment. The MAGA world is full of people who are incredibly skeptical and distrustful and resentful of elites. And they like the idea of this. So this culture has a real, overlap with the MAGA, the Trump ethos.
Yeah, nothing says anti-institutional like the US president creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve built on gold. What? I mean, can we talk about the irony of maybe using federal gold reserves to buy a strategic Bitcoin?
Can we use the irony of nobody suggested that except for The Atlantic, and you're talking about it as if that was a suggestion that was made by anybody in the government? Can we talk about that? Oh my God, can we talk about how ridiculous what The Atlantic suggested is? Just remember, it was The Atlantic that suggested that. Nobody put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody put that out there. What is she talking about?
Reserve. I mean, the whole point of crypto is that it's outside the government. Do you see any issue with the creation of this? Do we need to worry about a crypto cash? Also,
yeah, like shout out to Frozen, right? Frozen says, this dummy doesn't even realize that liberals are buying crypto. Yeah, look at Mark Cuban. And what about Kamala Harris and her crypto pitch to black men that didn't have anything written down on it? It was okay when she was doing it because she did it. Let me ask you guys a question. True or false? Kamala Harris pitched, quote unquote, crypto vaguely to black men. You guys remember that? If you guys remember that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. There was no talk like this about that in regards to that.
Will the public care? I mean, this is undermining the very point of crypto.
It's undermining the point. There's it's hypocritical, but it's also very alarming, I think. Who's to say whether Donald Trump's going to make good on any of this or whether this is like lip service to a constituency that, put a lot of money behind him and put a lot of faith in him. I think what's really alarming about this is the fact that this would be a wealth transfer from the federal government to the people who currently hold a lot of Bitcoin. The government would be buying Bitcoin from these people. And every year, it would buy about 200,000 Bitcoins. Every year it did that purchase would drive the price of Bitcoin up, further enriching those people who have crypto, and then making it so that the next year, when the government was buying those reserves, it would cost the government more money. They would be getting a worse price. And then, aside of the corruption element of that, you also have this idea of the government having the strategic reserve of the most volatile currency that has really existed.
Is it? How? Let me ask you guys this: Bitcoin is the most volatile currency that's existed. It is really volatility. That's interesting. It's so volatile that it's crashed multiple economies and has hyperinflated and devalued. Right? It's that volatile. Right? Right? That's interesting.
It's not like tulips, right? It's a very alarming thing for our global financial system and our government to be enmeshed with this technology that's like best suited for doing crime.
Well, and as you point out, the narrative of that, taking crypto bros and making them richer year over year is not something that the quote unquote populist working class, agenda of MAGA would tolerate, right? I mean, in theory, it's such an obvious transfer of wealth, like many other Trump policies, to the richest again and again and again. One would think there would be political fallout from that.
When I put all of this stuff, the whole, the Trump policies, just the notion that, crypto has enriched a certain set of people who've become really important political donors to this researcher, Molly White, who studies cryptocurrencies and, the volatile effects. What she said to me was very striking, which essentially is there is this anti-institutional authority adopted by these folks. But then once they get the power or the influence, they basically lose that and say, well, we're not anti-institutionalists. It's just we want to be the institutions. We want to be the authority. And that's, I think, what we're trying to see here with, if these Trump proposals go through, if we start to see, the posh regulations for crypto that help it thrive, I think what's going to happen is it's just going to be a new set of authority. And it's going to be the people who are rich from this speculative asset.
I mean, Charlie, it's a great piece. I'm a big fan of your writing, like I said at the top of the segment. Everybody should go read it. It's important perspective bringing for the coming months and years. Thank you for your time in this busy holiday season. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, my bad. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I had computer was going crazy back there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at this article here from Crypto Slate. All right, and this article from Crypto Slate actually talks about the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And what I was gonna say is one of the reasons why it's so important for the cryptocurrency news outlets and independent media and stuff like that to grow is because of obvious misinformation, like what we just watched. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely absurd. That was one of the goofiest reportings about cryptocurrency that I have ever seen in my entire life. Completely inaccurate, conspiracy theory nonsense, nothing based in fact, and literally tried to use an article's proposal and assumption as if it was actual policy. This is one of the reasons why we got to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people over on Rumble. There's actually people over on Rumble chatting. So if you guys could take a moment and go over to Rumble and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel on Rumble. I just dropped the link over there in the chat. All right. So now here it says CryptoQuant CEO says U.S. could feasibly cut debt by embracing strategic Bitcoin reserves. Yeah. I mean, clearly, right? If you look at what Michael Saylor has done with his stock price, clearly, if you can exponentially create equity, by all means, you could then use that equity to pay off debt. So yeah. I mean, that would be factual based on the evidence that we see, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Analysts see U.S. Bitcoin reserves as a symbolic step toward debt reduction amid challenges and speculation. Okay. CryptoQuant CEO Ki Young-ju believes the U.S. could feasibly offset a portion of its national debt by establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve, a move he describes as practical but politically challenging. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Why would anyone have a problem with paying off the national debt? Did you see how much of a problem MSNBC had with that? Why would anybody have a problem with paying off the national debt? Somebody make it make sense. Shout out to my man Frozen. Make sure you guys show Frozen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Frozen for funding the organization. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Frozen said, the irony in all of this is that CNBC's homepage has a crypto button that when you click it, it shows Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Litecoin, and XRP. I'm not surprised, bro. They're hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? They're hypocrites. Shout out to you, bro, for donating to the reserve. Definitely appreciate it.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Like, somebody make this make sense. Key shared the analysis in a social media post on December 25th, where he highlighted that $790 billion in capital inflows have propelled Bitcoin's market cap to $2 trillion over the past 15 years. And mind you, that was against resistance, right? That was against resistance. He added that this year alone, $352 billion in inflows contributed to $1 trillion in added market cap. Despite the feasibility of the move, implementing it poses several challenges, Key stated. However, using a pumpable asset like Bitcoin to offset a dollar-dominated debt rather than gold or dollars could make gaining creditors' consensus challenging. Now, again, it could, right? It could, but that's the good thing about that's the benefit of Trump having a cult behind him. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Even though it's a bad thing, cults are not always the best things. You know what I'm saying? In that situation, it might make that happen a little bit easier. Right? It might make it happen a little bit easier, Analysts believe that using a volatile asset like Bitcoin instead of traditional reserves like gold or the US dollar could complicate creditor relations. Now, that's only if you don't understand how to weaponize the volatility, right? Because you can weaponize and calculate the Bitcoin volatility, right, in order to use the Bitcoin volatility as a boost, right? If you buy the dips and capitalize on the volatility, That's how you make those big pumps of money that can definitely be used to shave off some of that debt, right? Bitcoin's price history shows significant fluctuations with notable peaks and troughs, raising questions about its suitability as a stable reserve. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Is there anybody that can show any assets that don't have notable peaks and troughs? Somebody give me an asset that has no notable peak and trough. All right. Not only did they had that, they had all kind of stuff besides Married with Children, but they had Married with Children. Facts. Black Free Thinker said, and Fox was running a Christian right compatible news channel and Married with Children at the same time. That's facts. However, they also argue that establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve could serve as a symbolic initial step towards achieving broader acceptance. All right. Key highlighted that offsetting 36% of domestically held U.S. debt by acquiring 1 million Bitcoin by 2050 could be feasible if the U.S. government classifies Bitcoin as a strategic asset. This represents a shift in thinking about debt management, potentially reducing the nation's reliance on inflationary money policies. Now, let's ask this question. Why does the United States rely on inflationary money policies? Why are those there? You would think that the United States wouldn't have those, right? Because those are suboptimal policies. Why would the United States utilize suboptimal policies? Why would they do that? We all know that inflationary monetary policy is not a good thing. It doesn't work. It doesn't help anybody. Keeps people broke, keeps bankers rich. Oh, maybe that's why they're doing it. The remaining 30% of debt held by foreign creditors may resist such a strategy. However, analysts emphasized that the approach does not depend on fully settling the national debt with Bitcoin, which could enhance its practicality. Matthew Siegel, head of digital asset research at Van Eck, explored the proposal further, calculating the potential for the U.S. Treasury to accumulate 1 million Bitcoin over a 5-year period, starting at a price of $200,000 per coin. So they're not even calculating this with the current price. They're calculating it with a price of $200,000 per coin. What does that tell you? Let's just back that up a little bit. They're not even calculating the price using the current price. They're calculating the price with a price of $200,000 per coin. Siegel's analysis indicates that Bitcoin price growth could significantly impact the value of the reserves relative to the national debt by 2049. The analysis suggests that under favorable growth conditions, the reserve could cover a substantial portion of the debt, creating a novel economic buffer against future liabilities. While speculative, the concept highlights growing interest in alternative strategies for managing national debt through digital assets like crypto market matures. Proponents argue that Bitcoin's decentralized nature and scarcity could position it as a hedge against inflation, potentially offering long-term financial stability. Still, widespread adoption would require regulatory clarity and international cooperation to ensure Bitcoin's seamless integration into national services. All right. So now what do you guys think? How feasible is this? All right. Shout out to Vincent Harper. What's good with it, bro? How feasible do you guys think that is? I think that that's pretty interesting. All right. So check this out. Take a wild guess what happened. This is some stuff that happens all the time. This is some stuff that happens all the time that literally nobody will be surprised about. MicroStrategies bought more Bitcoin. This is starting to become when it comes to MicroStrategies buying Bitcoin is starting to become news that's not news. How many, if you guys would agree, MicroStrategies buying Bitcoin is starting to become news that's not news? Give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, then give me a thumbs down. MicroStrategies Monday streak continues with 5,262 Bitcoin purchased. So this is what I'm saying. These companies out here like MicroStrategies, they're out here buying Bitcoin the way that we're buying meme coins. They're buying Bitcoin the way that we're buying meme coins. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you guys a question. How much time do you think there is until people see the strategy that's being utilized here by Michael Saylor and these other companies, and then they say, well, look, Michael Saylor kind of is doing this with Bitcoin. Let's see what we can do with Ethereum. Let's see what we can do with Solana. Let's see what we can do with some of these other tokens. Do you guys think that that's a thing that will happen? If you guys think that that's a thing that will happen, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that that's a thing that will happen, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to my man DeAndre. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all show DeAndre some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for DeAndre for funding the organization. DeAndre said, just a little something to fund the organization with Rob. Appreciate you, bro. And you already know the tuna fish, the Solana tuna fish can, the Bitcoin strategic assets, and the count to 1K Ripple. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate you, bro.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Definitely appreciate you. So now here it says MicroStrategy has extended its Monday Bitcoin acquisition streak with another purchase announced by co-founder Michael Saylor minutes ago. This time, the company was slightly more modest by allocating less than $1 billion to acquire 5,262 Bitcoins. Okay. Now, here's something that I don't think would be a bad idea. I don't think that it would be a bad idea to look at a smaller coin that has a similar trajectory to Bitcoin and possibly position yourself into building some type of reserve using that coin the same way that Michael Saylor is doing with Bitcoin. Believe it or not, I'm actually doing that with a particular coin. You know what I'm saying? The previous MicroStrategy's purchases, all of which were announced on Monday, were significantly more valuable in terms of greenback. In fact, they were all worth over $1 billion. With today's announcement of 5,262 Bitcoin purchased at an average price of $106,662, the company's stash grew to 444,262 Bitcoin. This means that the bigger portion of Bitcoin was purchased before Wednesday, as the asset's price started to retrace and has been below $100,000 ever since Tuesday. Okay, MicroStrategies has spent $27.7 billion to acquire its Bitcoin fortune, whose value now has skyrocketed to $42.6 billion as of today's prices, despite Bitcoin's corrections. And now this is what I'm saying. We need to be positioned ourselves on a crypto bag that is going to be moving like this. Right? Now, we need to be positioned ourselves on a Bitcoin bag that's moving like this. And if you ask me, one of the things that would be really smart for people to do, right? It's not financial advice. It's just what I do, is save your Bitcoin like you're paying, like make that a bill and pay it monthly. Pay your Bitcoin bill monthly and never touch it. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Okay. Pay your Bitcoin bill. All right. Pay your Bitcoin bill. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions says another 10 years for people to catch on. Yeah. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton over there on Rumble. Am I lying? Remember when I said yesterday, hey, it'd be more people watching on Rumble than it'd be on YouTube. Am I lying? It'd be a whole nother world going on Rumble that y'all don't even be knowing about. You know what I'm saying? MicroStrategy stock prices have shot up by over 400% in the past year and are worth $364 as of press time. MicroStrategies received another massive milestone today as shares will enter the NASDAQ 100. So again, what people should pay very close attention to, right, is look at all the good things that are happening with MicroStrategies. Now, let's ask this question. Why are these good things happening with MicroStrategies? Why are they happening? Is it luck? Is it Bitcoin? Now, check this out. We got this article right here talking about your boy Trump. Trump gets it. Bitcoin is a bounty on abundance, electricity production. Crypto has never existed in a time where the government was pro-crypto. Crypto has gotten where it's gotten against the resistance of the government. What happens when the government is moving with crypto? What happens? What happens? President-elect Donald Trump told CNBC's Jim Cramer on December 12th, we've got to produce a tremendous amount of electricity to do something great with crypto. Someone understands Bitcoin. So now, if we need electricity to produce Bitcoin, what other businesses and companies do you think that we should be looking into? Because if that's the case, then we can make the argument that electricity is a component part of Bitcoin, right? Electricity is a component part of Bitcoin. If electricity is a component part of Bitcoin, that would make electricity a functional Bitcoin commodity, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. That would probably mean that in the future, right, there's going to be some pretty good bonuses for energy producers, efficient energy producers, that will probably translate into profits. Okay? In a very genial nod to Bitcoin, Cramer asked about the new administration's plans for crypto. In his question, drew comparison to the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Will the White House push for something like that? Yeah, I think so, Trump answered. But the rest of his answer really showed an understanding of the cryptocurrency sector importance to the global economy in terms of first principles. That may be the influence of the tech engineer and government efficiency advisor Elon Musk, who is famous for saying, I think it's important to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. We're going to do something great with crypto, Trump told Cramer, because we don't want China or anyone else embracing. We don't want China or anyone else. Others are embracing it, and we want to be the head. We want to be the head of AI. We're going to be ahead of AI, he added. All right. And again, we haven't even gotten into any of our AI stuff, right? Because we got to talk about AI, right? Shout out to my man Dwayne. I appreciate it, bro. Make sure y'all show Dwayne some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Dwayne. Dwayne said, learning a lot today. Thanks. Yo, I appreciate it. That's what we do. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep on doing it. You're going to have to learn how to count your money faster by the end of the year.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Definitely appreciate it, bro. All right. So now here says, then Trump said something that proves he's a crypto fundamentalist, not just a headline reader doing what Elon Musk or his son Barron are telling him. We've got to produce a tremendous amount of electricity. And you know that, he explained. It's unbelievable when you think that we need more than twice what we already have, but we'll be able to do it. All right. So if Trump wants to produce energy, then that means that the government is going to be given some incentives to produce energy, right? So what does that mean for energy companies?
What do you have to say to the American investor in this country?
Well, I think you're going to see some very good days ahead. A lot of incentives are going to be given.
I mean, literally right off the bat, he's saying right off the bat, he's saying exactly what I just said. So again, I want you guys to see something. Do you guys see this is not rocket science? How many people would agree that this is not rocket science? Nobody's building rockets here. If you guys would agree this isn't rocket science, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree and you do think that this is some type of rocket science, then give me a thumbs down.
What do you have to say to the American investor in this country?
Well, I think you're going to see some very good days ahead. A lot of incentives are going to be given. You saw yesterday a $1 billion investment, and we give you very fast approvals.
Do you see that? Very fast approvals. Now, shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker says they're going to get paid. And now, you hear me? We're going to get paid. We're going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get paid.
to say to the American investor in this country?
Well, I think you're going to see some very good days ahead. A lot of incentives are going to be given. You saw yesterday $1 billion investment that we give you very fast approvals. Nobody's come up with that one yet, although it seems pretty simple. I think you're going to have some great days ahead. We have to conclude a couple of bad wars that are going on. A lot of bad things are going on, but we'll get them done.
Do you think that we are in a situation where business will be far more embraced under you than currently?
Well, I don't want to really knock current, but I will tell you more than at any time, anywhere in the history of our country.
Now, we used to speak together about the idea that the averages mattered and were a good barometer of your performance. Is that still the case? We go beyond Dow Jones, maybe to NASDAQ?
Well, I think I've always said, to me, stock market is all of it, all of it together. It's very important. It's an honor to be here at New York Stock Exchange. I sort of joked that I actually bought the building across the street because the stock exchange was here. It's a big deal.
40, it's a nice building.
40 Wall Street. So, look, we're gonna do things I think that haven't been really done before. We're gonna be cutting taxes still further. As you know, we got it down to 21%. We're going to bring it down even below that. You pay 21 if you don't build here, and meaning your product or whatever it is you're building. And if you do, we're going to try getting it down to 15%. But you have to build your product, make your product in the USA.
And how about every working person who's watching would love to be able to see dividend tax maybe much lower, capital gains much lower?
Well, we're going to be talking about that. And we're really talking about lowering taxes. Last time, as you know, we took it probably from close to 44, 45% down to 21. Everyone said that was impossible. Now, it was always my, I really wanted to get it down to 15, and we'll be able to do that. And if you remember, we had the best 3 years in the history of our country from the standpoint of the economy. And you've been so professional and so good. I haven't seen you so much since I've been a politician.
Well, thank you, sir. We were together, and I was grateful to be a judge on The Apprentice. We had a great time.
That's right. You were a judge. He was a tough judge. He was a tough judge.
Well, we had to eliminate some people who didn't cut the mustard. You made me a hatchet, man. I respect that.
Yeah, well, we're going to be doing the same thing. I can tell you this. Unfortunately, there's too many of them. But I think we're going to really incentivize the country to go back and work. And
now, let me ask you guys this. When he says we're going to incentivize the country, what does that mean? Listen, you could say, oh, well, Trump's not going to put money directly in my hand. That's cool. He don't have to put any money directly in my hand. If he incentivizes the country and incentivizes the country using cryptocurrency as a vehicle, if you have cryptocurrency in your hand, what does that do? What does that do?
They will be incentivized. They're going to do well. People are going to be very happy. JD is very much involved, and I have a great partner right over here with our First Lady. People love our First Lady, and we're going to do something very special. We have some great people up there. You saw some of the people on the cabinet, and we have some of the most successful people in the country, and we're dealing with the most successful people, and those are the people that put others to work. And we're going to be hitting job numbers. And as you probably heard me say, we picked up since just the election $3 trillion in. You call it worth or value, but $3 trillion was picked up since November 5th, so that's pretty good.
When President Reagan was here, he talked about putting the bear into hibernation, letting the bull run free. Yeah. Sound like a good motto?
Sounds perfect. I can't do any better than that. That's what we're going to do.
All right. Now, I know we've got some other people here, but I don't see Elon Musk. I was hoping because he's been a good, I'd say a good aid to you on a lot of different things.
Shout out to
crypto, whether it be GOP.
Allen. What's good with you, bro?
Drugs? I mean, there's a lot of different ideas.
Well, he's got a lot of ideas. He's a great guy. He's a really good guy, too. And I guess his stock has done pretty well. Everybody's stock has done well since the election and even before. And Scott Bessent's done a fantastic job. And one of the things I liked about Scott is that he said long before I even know who he was that the market's only doing well. This is before the election. It's only doing well because they think Trump is going to win. So we made Scott the Treasury Secretary, which everybody frankly wanted, and he's going to do a fantastic job.
Meantime, how about a crypto? Really, we do need, I think, your embracing of crypto, very different from the previous administration. Strategic Petroleum Reserve for crypto?
Here it comes, y'all. Now, again, I keep asking this question. When they make that announcement, when that announcement comes of a Bitcoin strategic reserve, what does that day look like on the markets? And shout out to everybody watching, man. I really appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button, wherever you're watching from, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share this stream to your social media. All right. We got 21 people watching and we got 25 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. Let's try to get that to the 1-to-1 ratio. And also let's try to get the likes to 40.
I think so. We're going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anybody else, not just China, but others are embracing it. And we want to be the head. We're going to be ahead of AI. We're going to be way ahead of AI. And we've got to produce tremendous amounts of electricity. You know that. It's unbelievable when you think that we need more than twice what we already have. If you think that's pretty for a specific industry, but we'll be able to do it. We have Lee Zeldin in charge of the environment. He's going to be giving us very strong approvals, I think. And He's going to make sure everything's good and clean and proper, but he's going to give us very fast approvals.
Natural gas makes it so that we should be able to afford it and be able to handle the 5% per year grid. Right. But obviously, you think that we need to be able to be the king of AI, which means that we also have to, some people say, protect.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. What AI companies, shout out to my man DC Precise, what's good with it, bro? What AI companies do you all think will get the best rewards from a Trump presidency? Boston Dynamic for sure, right? Who else?
Tech Taiwan, because China would like very much to be able to have that technology.
Well, we're going to be having a lot of talks with China. We have a good relationship with China. I have a surprising relationship. Now, when the COVID came in.
Shout out to my man Frozen. You see Frozen in the chat dropping the jewels. Frozen said, inauguration, January 20th. FedNow live in March. Japan's exclusive use of XRP on January 1st. Regulations first quarter. Just buckle up. Bro, it is about to be a very, very exciting time. It is about to be an extremely exciting time. Shout out to my man Two Factor. Two Factor says, here's one, Raytheon. We need to make sure that we are keeping up with Raytheon. All right. So you guys know what to do. Hit that Discord. You know what I'm saying? We're going to find the information. We're going to run them down. We're going to talk about them. We are going to keep an eye on these companies. We're going to keep an eye on the dips for sure.
I sort of cut it off. That was a step too far. That was, as they say, a bridge too far. But we've been talking and discussing with President Xi some things and others, other world leaders, and I think we're going to do very well all around. And we've been abused as a country. We've been badly abused from an economic standpoint, I think, and even militarily. You know, we put up all the money, they put up nothing, and then they abuse us on the economy. And we just can't let that happen. We're not going to be abused anymore. We put America first, but we're also going to help other countries.
I know you've got a ton of things to do, but what can you say to the working person who owns stock? Should they buy more stock?
Well, I don't want to get into a situation where they do and we have a dip or something, because that can always happen. You know that better than anybody in the world, probably. I think you're the leading authority in going up and going down, but you always end up. He always ends up. That's the good news. But we have like Doug Burgum standing right over here. He's done a fantastic job. He's been on your show many times, and we have just tremendous people. I would say this. I think long term, this is going to be a country like no other. We had the 3 best years ever until COVID came in, and then we did a good job getting rid of it. The stock market, if you look at the markets, were higher than just previous to COVID coming in when we handed it over. And now I know the people, I know the players. When I came in, it was very interesting, Jim. I came in and I was not a Washington guy. I didn't know too many people in Washington. I had to rely. Now, who do I know people? I know people so much. They're coming out of my ears. So we have great people.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg's been.
Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Definitely appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Make sure you guys show Brooklyn Queen some love for funding the Solana Tuna Fish Fund, the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve for Blacklight Industrial, and the count to 1K XRP. Let's go. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. I should make some Solana tuna fish t-shirts. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about some Solana tuna fish t-shirts? I need to update the merch.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Look, hey, Carlton Two Factor win lose a rug down there licking their chops. Like that could be a meme coin.
Been over to see me, and I can tell you Elon is another, and Jeff Bezos is coming up next week. And I want to get ideas from them. Look, we want them to do well. We want everybody, and we want great jobs, fantastic salaries. We want people to love, and when they wake up in the morning, like get up and I love to go to work. I want to go to work. We want people working, and we want them working for a lot of money.
All right, Mr. President. Thank you so much. Good to talk to you again.
All right, so there's that. All right, so I think that's that kind of stuff that I like to hear. That's that kind of stuff that I like to hear. I ain't even gonna lie. When I hear, what I'm saying, the people talking about cryptocurrency like that actually have some influence that can make things pop, that's what I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? The future history of the 21st century. Solar panel prices have already fallen on a parabolic trajectory since the 1970s, pacing like Moore's law dictates of a computer microchip prices. But electricity could become even more abundant and cheap. Do you got it's funny they said Moore's law. Y'all remember I just mentioned Moore's law yesterday. Listen, I'm not trying to be listen, man, your boy for the most part, I'm pretty humble, right? But y'all have one of the best, you all have one of the best homegrown business analytical minds in social media at your disposal, at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could go to the Wall Street Journal, look stuff up. You could go to Barron's and look stuff up. CNBC, what's the name of that? Market Space or whatever the name of that is. Y'all got a good resource here. People always be like, "Where's ours at? Where's ours at?" You got it right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know, people be looking in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for the right stuff in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin is not only new internet money, it is also an industry with immediate incentives to develop cheap, abundant, renewable energy production. Everybody's going to be trying to figure out ways to get more energy to the mining, to the mining costs, to the mining effort. You know what I'm saying? Each time the chip race for more efficient Bitcoin miners catches up to the state of the art, the only place left for miners to compete on is electricity costs. That's when you get to those marginal numbers. They are already poised to race each other for profits against this expense line in their business model. The possibilities of a smart electrical grid metered by blockchain platforms that are more articulately interchangeable with monetary currencies are seleniating. Trump appointments bullish for crypto. All right, so now these are all the people that Trump put in office that are bullish for cryptocurrency. Hey, make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for XRP, or some flames in the chat for XRP. Go ahead and throw some flames in the chat for XRP. Black Free Thinker just said, I just added a couple more XRP to my wallet, as we all should. As we all should. Y'all know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking the calculation is people think that 1,000 XRP at the current prices in the near future will cash out to be $10,000, right? Which means that if you get 10,000 XRP, the expectation should be $100,000. Why? Because we're doing base 10 decimal movement. This is what I'm telling people about buying these blocks. Listen, the metric system is nothing but base 10 decimal movement. That's why people buy in kilos and sell in grams. You know what I'm saying? There's a method behind everything. It's logarithms. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Trump appointments bullish for crypto. Before his inauguration on January 20th, Trump has already delivered enormous wins for the blockchain crypto sector. So I remember how. Let me ask y'all this: how long have I been talking about the cryptangibles? I said Trump is delivering cryptangibles. Hey, yo, Trump is delivering cryptangibles. You know what I'm saying? His nominations for Treasury Secretary, SEC Chair, and White House crypto czar are very bullish signals for prices on crypto exchange markets. Two have strong ties to cryptocurrency. And one, Trump's pick for SEC chair, is supportive of the industry, according to Mr. Trump. U.S. Treasury Secretary Howard Lutnick, SEC Chair Paul Atkins, crypto and AI advisor David Sachs. All right. So, yeah, man, I think we're going to the moon, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? 22, the end of this time next year, right? This time next year is going to be crazy. All right. Now, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Shout out to Two Factor. Two Factor said, I remember the metric system plug talk from a few months ago. Hey, listen, it's isn't it wild how it actually applies? It's wild how it actually applies, right? You know what I'm saying? Russia says it's using Bitcoin to evade sanctions. All right, this came out. This was the Christmas gift for us. This came out on Christmas. This was our Christmas gift. You know what I'm saying? This came out on Christmas. Russia says it's using Bitcoin to evade sanctions. I'm not mad at it. You got to do what you got to do. Russian companies are using Bitcoin to evade Western sanctions, thanks to a new law the country's finance minister, Anton Silonov, confirmed in a television interview. Now, we can check this out real quick, but maybe they'll have a translator or something. Let's see what they got going on here. Oh yeah, this is wild. This is wild right here. We're not gonna be able to understand anything that's said on this. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe they. Yeah, we about to play it. We about to play this. We about to play this just for just for just for shits and giggles, right? Shout out to Moxie. Moxie know what they say if they say privyet, right? Privyet. You know what I'm saying? Добрый день. You know what I'm saying?
Здравствуйте.
Yeah, he just said it. Добрый день.
Антон Германович, здравствуйте.
Добрый день. That's it. That's the only thing I understand. Good evening. I don't know anything else. I don't know what any of this says on the side here. I don't know what any of this is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what any of that is. Oh man, I don't know what any of that is. You know what I'm saying? I'd be hit if I was in Russia, man. Maybe I wouldn't. Actually, I might be actually pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man DJ Elmo. What's good with you, bro? I think I might actually, believe it or not, actually, I'm gonna take that back. I think I'm actually be good if I was in Russia. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this Bitcoin money, and I'll experiment. I'll get back with y'all and let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? They might take me somewhere though if they find out I'm American. They're gonna be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You got the foundational Black American cornrows. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take you back here where we had Brittany Griner at. Oh man, they gotta take you back there where they had Brittany Griner at. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says why it matters. Russia's economy has been hampered by difficulties in making and receiving international payments, even with countries like China that don't use the US dollar as their reserve currencies. The Kremlin last month created an experimental legal framework for cryptocurrency miners, which included a provision whereby approved entities can use crypto for international trade. Now, let me ask you guys the same question that I always ask. What does this do to demand, and what does that do for price? What does that do for the demand, and what does that do for the price? It could also be a boon for Russian energy companies, which now can sell to a power-hungry group of domestic Bitcoin miners. So do you see where all of this is going? It's all going to the same place. All roads are starting to meet. You know what I'm saying? Just because Russian companies are allowed by their government to make payments in Bitcoin, that doesn't necessarily mean all other countries will accept it, both due to their own laws and pressure on domestic banks from Western financial regulators. Now, Western financial regulators themselves doing what they do and behaving how they behave, like the Modern Investors video said, are the ones who are literally making the case for Bitcoin. They're literally making the case for Bitcoin. If you ever want to think about what a good reason to use Bitcoin might be, well, look at what Russia goes through. Why does Russia go through what it goes through? Because of the United States. You know what I'm saying? The United States being a quote unquote global elite country in itself, its existence is a use case for Bitcoin. Okay. The bottom line, this development could create a challenge for President-elect Trump, who is both a crypto convert and advocate for US dollar dominance. Okay. Now look at this. This is interesting, right? US GDP will grow 2.5% in 2025, outperforming consensus forecasts. All right, we should take a look at this. We should take a look at all these. It's just too much information. You know what I'm saying? Too much information. We'll slide this to the side, though, because this got a lot of good stuff. It's got a lot of good stuff, man. Y'all gonna have me doing Tales from the Cryptocurrency for the next week. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Frozen. Frozen killing it today. Frozen spending them 2017 Bitcoins. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Frozen. Frozen says, speaking of AI, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl starts at noon. So shout out to the people who are going to be able to be chilling, watching that, and enjoying that. Make sure that y'all show my man Frozen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Frozen for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Now, I can't remember who put this in the Discord. I think it was, I need to start writing this stuff down. I think it might have been, it was either DC Precise or Win, Lose, or Rug. Shout out to the Discord. I'm gonna just say shout out to the Discord because I don't want to make nobody mad or, you know what I'm saying, give the wrong person credit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to be sitting over there like old dude was sitting on the couch, you know what I'm saying, mad at Nas on Belly. You know what I'm saying? Analyst says buy XRP now, as XRP shorts will face liquidation by Friday. Okay. What does this mean? What does that mean, guys? Buy XRP now, as XRP shorts will face liquidation by Friday. They're going to face liquidation, 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 like Umar Johnson. Liquidation, liquidation, liquidation. What's that mean? Shout out to Frozen. Frozen says the XRP will disappear off exchanges because of the demand. Facts. Shout out to DC Precise. You're gonna get yours, B. Right. You're gonna get yours, B. You better go get you some you better go get you some Ripple. You're gonna get yours, B. I'm gonna get mine, B. You're gonna get yours. You better get yours, B. You know what I'm saying? Market commentator Crypto Bitlord advises market participants to buy XRP now ahead of a potential development expected on Friday. Well, it's Friday. What's supposed to happen? According to him, those betting against XRP's uptrend, known as short sellers, will likely be liquidated by tomorrow. Confident in his forecast, Bitlord even challenged community members to screenshot his bold claim and check later to see if it came to fruition. All right, so let me ask you guys this question. Has this come to fruition yet? Yeah, shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker says Ripple fit the tsunami. Facts. If you guys agree with Black Free Thinker, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree with Black Free Thinker, give me a thumbs down. Now, right? Shout out to the people who are trying to figure this stuff out in the comment section. If you are somebody who is interested in Ripple and you're hearing about this and you say, oh, this is a great thing, I want to do this, I'm interested, where can you find more information about Ripple and where can you get Ripple? Shout out to the experienced people in the comment section. Let everybody know. All right. When it comes to XRP, I've never been wrong, he proudly declared. In parallel, he urged market participants to buy XRP now or risk missing out on the current low prices. Now, my XRP doesn't have a floor, right? I said right now, XRP doesn't have a floor. I want you guys to understand what this guy just said. He said, capitalize on the quote unquote low prices. Take a moment. These are low prices. This is what I keep saying. Where are we going in 2025? These are low prices. Where are we going in 2025? So even though he's taking a different route, even though he's got a different strategy, he's saying something similar to what I'm saying. In this current time window, currently, I don't believe that there's a floor on Ripple right now. I don't believe at this current moment in time, Ripple has a floor. Okay. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. At 2.24, $2.24, a 2.2% discount from the higher price it sold the day before. This decline has further worsened its weekly performance, showing a negative growth of 4.2 over the last 7 days. Now, mind you, when it comes to how we deal with this, this is a two-faced type thing, right? We want good and we want bad. You know what I'm saying? Bad heads we buy, good heads we sell, right? Shout out to Harvey Dent. So we're always looking for whatever is being presented. There's no such thing as a bad day in the market, and there's no such thing as a good day in the market. The only thing that interferes with the market is human psychology, which ironically is the thing that makes it work. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Win, Lose, or Rug. Make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said, I purchased XRP on the exchange, crypto.com or Coinbase. Only purchase crypto on exchanges that give you a wallet address. That's ownership. Yeah, I agree. And then make sure you put that crypto off that exchange onto your cold wallet. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have custody and control of your crypto. That's the whole, that's what they made it for. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, while BitLord is confident that a price reversal could happen as soon as tomorrow, he provided no explanation for the factors driving his optimism about XRP's price action heading into the weekend. However, there is a significant event that could influence market movements. A record $14 billion worth of Bitcoin options will expire on Deribit this Friday. All right. What happens when that occurs? Record 14 bears. This expiry, the large to trigger a market action. The put call ratio for these Bitcoin options stands at around 0.69. This indicates a relatively higher open interest in calls, which suggests that the market is positioned for a bullish sentiment. Okay. If Bitcoin experiences volatility during this event, it could trigger a similar reaction in XRP, potentially contributing to the price movement BitLord anticipates. However, this remains speculative and unconfirmed. Another potential reason for BitLord's optimism is XRP's tendency to experience bull runs over the weekend. Okay. So, what do you guys think about this? How many people are convinced that 1,000 XRP is a good strategy? If you guys are convinced that 1,000 XRP is a good strategy, then give me a thumbs up. If you're not convinced that 1,000 XRP is a good strategy, then give me a thumbs down. All right. Let me take a look at something real quick here. Let me take a quick look at something real quick. Let me see. Man, we got so much good and interesting stuff to talk about. We got so much good and interesting stuff to talk about. I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to leave it right here. All right. And I'm going to try to go live at the same time tomorrow. All right. So make sure that you guys hit the bell when you see it pop up. All right. Make sure that you watch this stream all the way through. It'll take you to the premiere window over on Tales from the Cryptocurrency. Right. Make sure if you're not subscribed to that channel that you subscribe. All right. Make sure that you subscribe on Rumble. Make sure that you join the Discord. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some more interesting stuff, and it's going to be a little bit more technical. Same thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't got time to make another thumbnail because I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? And definitely those call-in shows, I think I'm going to have 2 days. I owe you guys a bunch of call-in shows on Undocumented, and I owe you guys a bunch of call-in shows over here. We're going to definitely get those done. The links for the call-in shows will be in the Discord, in the where the Reacts podcast call-in links are. So y'all already know how we do on the Reacts format. And there's going to be a specific channel where all the call-in shows are archived that y'all be able to watch replays on just of the call-ins. If you're one of those people that just likes to rewind and listen to your part, you'll have that for you over there. All right. So shout out to the stream sponsors, man, funding the Solana tuna fish, funding the XRP count to 1,000K, and the Bitcoin Blacklight Industrial Strategic Reserve. I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you guys show these people some love, because y'all know, without no support, ain't no streams. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man AB. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man Black Free Thinker. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9, living the best life. Make sure y'all show my man Lloyd Sky 9 some love. Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9 for doubling down on the again. We gotta hit him with the again. Again! Shout out to Dwayne Rhodes. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man Black Free Thinker. We got to hit Black Free Thinker with the again. Again! Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man Dwayne Rhodes. Got to hit Dwayne Rhodes with the again. Again! Shout out to my man Lehman Lucas. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man Frozen. Definitely appreciate it. Again! Shout out to Frozen. Again! Shout out to my man DeAndre. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Dwayne. Got to hit Dwayne with the again. Again! Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Definitely appreciate you. Brooklyn Queen, mod extraordinaire. Definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man Frozen again. Again! Now, look, I'm telling you, by the end of the year, everybody going to see our bag and they're going to be like, you cheated! I'm going to tell on you! And we're going to be like, yo, what's up with y'all, man? What's up with y'all? Why y'all sitting up there acting crazy, crashing out like that? They're going to answer us just like this.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It's all bad out here, man. I appreciate you guys. And as always,
Yeah, hey, okay, I'm fresh up out the package. Time I did, I pay my dues affiliated to this paper. I need freedom for my family line. Draw my life design up the porch like I could touch the sky. Red is not one trend.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
Since the hatred in your ways, you imitated, forging lines, claim meaning means that's just to justify. Again! Creole baby, my bloodline, my lungs clouded, my thoughts crowded.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
Run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it. Again!
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching dimes.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. You ain't recognized game. I'm from the Bay, okay, I'm versatile and my slang is different. I'm lane switching with the same people that I came up in this thing with. My head swivel, I'm homebound, got a target back on my backside. The cat peeling with the cast iron, better run for it, run before I catch you. Niggas out ball it, block it, trying to stop my blessing. Gamble with your life, don't bet it, don't bet it. They can't stop my blessing. You do best not to test it. Yeah, you right. Real all in my blood supply. Dig it ball up top, finna make a play. I cast a lob like I'm Jalen, baby. No cosigner, no co-pilot. They pen pals, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. If I say it twice, then I meant to right.
My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign. You know, cosign and no co-pilot. They pip-tiles, my flow designer. My brain signal out of range with it. My palm mission is a dollar sign.
Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds. Run for it, run for it, run. I'm out here paper chasing, looking for the funds.